I was gonna talk about walking pad around, but so I can walk backwards, but it's okay. I'm gonna keep it how it is. Let me get all my stuff pulled up. I have too many tabs open. Kurt, what's going on? How are you? So yeah, I missed yesterday because I had a doctor's appointment yesterday morning. You been busy? I get it. I always say I understand when y'all not around or I don't see you for a while because I get it. I'm about to go ahead and start my walking pad and then I can finish what I was getting ready to say. So indoor walk, because I have to walk for at least an hour today. Kellis, get my second half in now. Okay. So I just started my watch. I'm only walking for an hour. I'm not walking as fast. My body's kind of feeling it from walking this morning. So this morning I walked for a little over 2 hours. So today, now we're gonna do just an hour. So yeah, I'm not going for steps or distance. I'm just going for time. My hip is now bothering me a little more. So yeah. But, to finish what I was trying to tell you, Kurt, I'm doing good. I had a doctor's appointment yesterday. I think it was at 7. What time was my appointment? I think it was like at 7:20 was my appointment yesterday. And so I wasn't sure what time I was going to get back home. And so I decided I wasn't going to work out yesterday. Yeah. So I just took yesterday off. I took yesterday off from everything. From working out, from work itself. And it was amazing. I really enjoyed my time off. You're always doing the most. Wonder why it hurts. So I am on some medication this week, and that's why my schedule is off. So anytime I'm dealing with my endometriosis or my adenomyosis, and I'm taking different medicine to try to manage it, because endometriosis can get worse if you're not managing it. So a lot of times when people talk about all the different symptoms of how much pain they're in, or they deal with endo belly, or just dealing with estrogen dominance, just all the different things you can deal with endometriosis, I try to keep mine maintained and managed. So I go to the doctor a lot. So certain months I have to go to the doctor more than others. There's some months where I don't have to see the doctors at all. And there's other months, I'm in there a little more. And so this is one of those months. But I have problems with my left hip in general because that's where my endometriosis affects my body the most, is my left side. And so I've been having problems with this left hip for quite some time. Trying to get into my old YouTube account. When you make a Gmail, you should probably pick a name instead of the preset option. That's funny. Yeah, probably. So I'm glad you finally got all that figured out, because we were trying to figure out what's going on with you. I know you get busy with work sometimes, so I was understanding of that, of course. I understand people gotta work, so I never get on y'all about that at all. But I'm glad you're back. So I know yesterday I threw a lot of people off with my schedule because Tuesdays are only my walk days. But because I didn't get to walk yesterday, and there were some topics that I want to discuss with people, because I do feel like my workouts are good, right? That's good for people to do. But the nutrition talks and just giving health and fitness advice, and that's more important than anything else. Working out is amazing, but if you don't have to work outside where it needs to be, there's no point in even working out, to be honest. So I was like, you know what? Because the doctor already told me to take it easy this week, I'll just, instead of doing leg day, I'll make it a walk day. So I can talk and engage and just kind of take it easy. That's probably another reason why my hips hurt. Walking, especially because I walk for 2 hours. You know, if I had just did like 30 minutes, that's one thing. But you know, when you walk, I probably just need to stretch. So I've missed my peeps. Yeah, we've always, you know, the core group over here, we're always trying to look for each other, figure out where we're all at. So you need to chill out from time to time. Kurt, I do. I do from time to time. And that's the thing, when your body is how, like, you know, fitness is how I make my money. From my online coaching to training people to, you know, even trying to build my social media. You know, it's your body. So, but trust me, I get my rest. It's just what I'm going through right now. After this week, so once October hits, that's when I can officially say I should be good to go. So the rest of September might be a little slow for me. So even on Friday when I do the full body workout, I'm going to be moving a little slower. But it's still going to be a good workout. Everybody can just move at their own pace, at what works for them. You know, I'm seeing some things on my screen I just find interesting that I just kind of want to play with. Oh. I just want to see what this is do. Message to, okay, you can't do block words, community default. Oh. Let's see what this plus sign do. Oh. Yeah, I'm just messing with stuff on the screen. Y'all know I don't ever use, I normally don't use my forward-facing camera. I believe that. How's the TikTok going? TikTok is good. Kellis is on here right now. She is from TikTok. So, it's been a couple people that's been coming from TikTok. Y'all, we got to stop. And I must say, thank y'all for getting me to 2K subscribers on YouTube. Okay, that's supposed to be, that's my club sound. Y'all know the sound they do in the club. Anyway, thank y'all. I made a post about it. So yesterday I got a notification that I hit 2K. But because I wasn't on, I didn't get to tell y'all. So I did make a post. I made like a little graphic and I put it, I posted it on YouTube. So thank y'all, thank y'all, thank y'all. I'm so excited. This just lets me know that I'm growing. You know, it took a little longer than I anticipated because at one point things did kind of slow down. But we made it. And it's crazy because I just hit 2K yesterday. And now I think I'm like at 2. Last time I checked, I was at 2016. So, y'all, thank you, thank you, thank you. Now I just got to get these watch hours going. But you know, the thing is, the watch hours have to be genuine as well. Like, they have to be authentic. Like, I can ask y'all to watch. But it won't matter unless that's something people are going to do all the time. So I want the engagement to be authentic. So if that takes a little more time, I'm okay with it. You've been keeping up with it. Proud of you. Thank you. You know, I've been trying to do what I can. And everything kind of happened the way it's supposed to. Because I kind of was irritated with myself. Because I was like, dang it, I should have started working on TikTok when I first started working with YouTube. And I'll be so much further along. But everything happens for a reason. And sometimes you can't do the shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Because I believe by me getting on YouTube first, there's so many things that built me up for TikTok. You had to also open up more. Okay, yeah. I'll talk about that too, Kellis. There were things that YouTube taught me that made it easier for me to focus on when it came to YouTube. I mean, for TikTok. So TikTok's going really good. I'm almost at 5,000 followers over there. The engagement is normally pretty good over there. I already hit over 100,000 views. That took me about 2 weeks to do, 2-3 weeks. So that's awesome. So yeah, what Kellis just mentioned is on my website. I didn't even realize that one of my programs got sold out. Yeah, I know I have different programs. I have month 1 all the way up to like month 13. So I have over a year worth of programs. Hey, Jam. Jam, I already walked for 2 hours. Leave me alone. I'll just mess with you, Jam. But yeah, no, I'm taking it slow. It's a slow week, Jam. Medically, I got to slow down. But October, I'm back at full throttle, okay? But yeah, I didn't even realize that one of my programs got sold out month one, which is the nutrition and the workout bundle together. So on my website, beyourbg.com. So Be Your Body Goals is what it stands for, but it's beyourbg.com. Yeah, one of my programs got sold out. So when I first started my programs, I was selling out. And after a while, just like most businesses, when the newness, as I'll say, wears off, you kind of hit this like stalemate to where you feel like it's hard to keep the clientele going. So to sell out after I've been in this business now I've had that business for 3 years, a little over 3 years. That's exciting, and I didn't even know it. I don't know why I didn't get a notification that I had no more slots, but whew. So yeah, this week has had its ups and downs, I'll say that. But I do got some good health and fitness topics for y'all. I'm already 10 minutes in my walk, but some of the things I was gonna re-engage, and on my YouTube, we like to talk about food and everything else. We're just big backs over here. All we like to talk about is food. But I have hormones, inner thighs, yo-yo diet, how to build your knees, back, and hips, how to stay motivated working out, not to get distracted, and daily caloric intake. So those are just a few topics. Boy, I tell you, why the jag job on my walking pad starting to peel up? I just had to fix that. Yo, deviled eggs or egg salad, that's what I want. I don't know which one is better, to be honest. It depends on how they're made, but I really don't like either. Ew. I think I might go with the egg salad if I had to choose one. If I had to pick. But I'm not reaching for either. If I see them, I'm not reaching for them unless I have to. So let's see, what do I feel like talking about? I feel like because I already talked about these topics already this morning, I'm kind of like, I don't feel like talking about this again. Y'all got anything y'all want to talk about? Y'all got anything interesting y'all want to talk about? Mayo, bit of mustard. Okay. I don't like mayo though. Like, I don't like mayo directly. When I say directly, what I mean by that is, like, I don't mind tartar sauce and stuff like that. Or like coleslaw, which I know has mayonnaise in it. But I don't like just mayo by itself. Like, I'm not going to the grocery store and reaching for a jar of mayonnaise. No. Yeah, I already talked to y'all about white condiments. Your sugar, salt, sour cream, whipped cream, mayonnaise, ranch, blue cheese. All those things those tend to, you already know what sodium and sugar do for you. But all the rest of those tend to have a lot of fat in them. So you got to be mindful of the condiments. Because I tell y'all, I don't know if I want the bread. Okay, I didn't read that part. But I try to tell people when it comes to the white condiments, you have to be very mindful of those. Because that's what can get you in trouble. When people go, I told y'all, when you go to Chipotle or places like that and you want extra ranch or sour cream or whatever, that's what I think it is, sour cream. You've taken that meal from being something that could be so healthy and you just turned it upside down. It's been forever. Where Teresa, Pow, and Charity? It's been so long. I feel like I've missed so much. So Teresa normally on here, but she works, what is that? This 5 or 6 days out of the week she's working. But normally Teresa is on here, so I'm surprised she isn't on here yet. Pow is a hit or miss lately. He's been getting on, but sometimes it'll be a little later. I think he's been having family around a little more. Charity, that's like a hit or miss. I've seen Teresa and Pow, but Charity, I think she said she has a new trainer that she's been working out with, and I know she normally can't make my Monday workouts, but sometimes she's on here. Hassan's been going to sleep earlier, so that's why Hassan hasn't been on here, because, you know, the time change over there. She's such a workaholic. Yeah. Teresa works a lot. And then, you know, Charity got kids. I think Charity has like 2 kids, so Charity hasn't been able to get on here. Trying to think who else. Reluctant Gamer. You know, everybody has their periods where it's just hard for them to get on. They have their dry spells, so I understand, because I have my days where it's hard for me to get on. I'm getting ready to travel in like another, 2 weeks, but I'm still going to get on. Oh, yeah, Dean. Haven't seen Dean. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's kind of like a hit or miss. Some days I get everybody on at one point, and then sometimes it's like a couple of people who get on. But anytime I miss a day, I feel like it throws my week off. So, like, because I missed yesterday, I feel like that throws everybody off with consistency. You know, it's kind of like working out. If you go to the gym, you miss Monday, it kind of throws your whole week off with continuing to go to the gym. And so I feel like with me not getting on yesterday, it threw off my week. Because a lot of people were looking for me. I know on TikTok, I got a couple of DMs where people like just reaching out to me. So I feel like it did the same thing over here. I feel like because I didn't get on yesterday, it kind of threw off. People kind of like, where are you? What happened? So I think this week is going to kind of be off for everybody. And then once Sunday, Monday hits, I think we'll get back on the flow. Like I said, I don't know officially what my schedule's going to look like early next week. But I know by October 1st, I should be good to go. Don't tap them screens. Yeah, by the time I get off of YouTube, like when I get off of here, normally I'll say the recent average has been around like 300 to 400 views altogether. You know, people getting on, getting off. The numbers are changing out. But we still have to be accountable for our own workouts, and if you can't get on. Right, and that's why I post the workouts on my page. That way people have workouts they can go to. So, whew. So I am going to be posting a cardio workout after this. It's a cardio workout I did last week. So some of y'all may have seen it, but I just didn't post it as like a short video. So some people don't like doing my long form videos where they do it with me. I think some people like me to do it on their own time and go at their own pace. So I'll be posting that today. And then tomorrow, yeah, y'all, I'm chilling. I have to be very intentional about how I maneuver this week. So yeah, just give me grace and patience for a couple of more days, and then I'm full throttle right back at it. True. Yeah, those are non-stop workouts. Yeah. Construction type jobs. Even if you work at a warehouse, if you're moving constantly and lifting stuff, depending on what your job is at the warehouse. Yeah, didn't I tell you about how I tried to work at a warehouse? I worked at a warehouse for 2 months, baby. Now I gotta go. This ain't for me. You better stretch. Thank you, Kellis. You gotta stretch. Oh, let me go ahead and make you a moderator over here. So we about to have another moderator. Okay. Yeah, I know people have been asking me to be moderators, and certain people you just get a vibe and energy for, and you trust them to do things more than other people. And that's what Kellis has done. Kellis, and I don't want you to feel obligated. I always have to feel like you got to get on, Kellis. That's why I do have a certain number of moderators. I think you're the only one I have on TikTok, but over here, oh, Dante, well, Kurt, Dante, same thing. I got to put you back as one, Kurt. So Kurt was one of my moderators, but his other page, Okay, so you should be back as a moderator. So my moderators on YouTube are Teresa. I think Charity was one. Kurt. And now Kellis. Was anybody else one? Kurt, can you remember if I had anybody else? I think it was just Pow Pow, Charity, Teresa. Oh, no, I don't. You keep me motivated, especially here in my restart. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure you knew that you don't have to feel obligated to get on. I want people to understand when it comes to being a moderator, it's just that whenever you are able to get in the chat, yeah, I said Pow Pow, Kurt. It's just that as a moderator, whenever you're able to get in the chat, you know, that's where you can help me out a little bit. If people are acting ridiculous or like how you've been doing in TikTok, and let people know when I'm able to get on. So, yeah, it ain't easy. So, Kelly, you became a moderator fast because everybody else, they had to work with your girl for a little bit before I trusted adding people as a moderator. I've been watching for months. I'm a hit and miss. That's why there's a few of us. Yeah. So I think there's like 4 of y'all all together. Over here. Pow Pow, Charity, Teresa. So it's 5 now with Kellis. So I got 5 moderators over here. I don't know what you're talking about, but okay. Thank you for engaging. That's one thing I love is when people just type things I don't even get what they're talking about. But it's thank you for engaging. I love it. I love that for me. Because I don't know what you're talking about. Country bugging. And that's what my moderators do. So Kellis, if you ever see something that don't make sense to you, feel free to delete. Trust me, because Teresa, Kurt, Pow Pow, they definitely don't have a problem doing it. And it don't bother me. I trust y'all judgment. Yeah, I see you took it out. It tells me who removes the comments. So if y'all ever feel like y'all need to remove something because y'all don't like it, go ahead. It don't bother me. I trust y'all's judgment. If y'all feel like somebody getting on here acting stupid, people gonna always have stuff to say. Some things don't bother me. So I'm open to people saying whatever they have to say. But if it just gets disrespectful, but y'all can delete whatever y'all want to. It don't bother me. Right, fill the creepers out. I think y'all are even able to, I'm not sure what all y'all can do. Y'all should be able to put people in timeout and things like that. So, I think that's what y'all are able to do. So, I don't know if I told y'all, I know this is my big back. YouTube is my big back side. I can talk to y'all about certain things. So, I don't know if I ever told y'all, but I did do the Too Good, what is it? Too Good to Go app. I know I told TikTok about it, but I don't know if I told y'all, but I finally did use the app. And y'all, why I got me a dozen donuts from Krispy Kreme for $3.50. So the regular price on that app is $5.99. The catch is you don't know what donuts you're gonna get. So they'll just give you whatever donuts they have towards as it gets closer to closing. So a lot of different restaurants, if y'all ever wondered what happens to the food that, you know, because a lot of times you go to the restaurant, you're like, why they got a lot of food? Teresa, you here? We were just talking about you. So Teresa, I just made Kellis a moderator. So just so you know. But Kellis, Teresa is another one. Y'all can tell y'all are moderators by the blue. But yeah, so the app is called Too Good to Go. I just actually used it. Before I was telling people about it, but I actually used it and it's amazing. So if you're ever looking for a cheaper meal from your favorite restaurant, I was trying to remember that app. I'm glad Krispy Kreme is too far. And it's not that far at all for me. It's far like 2 miles. So yes. And I think you can do it as often as you want to. I don't think there's a limit on like days. You're gonna do it once a day, but I don't think there's a limit as far as how many days you do it. Krispy Kreme is a mouth for me. So yeah. And that's just one of the restaurants. There's multiple restaurants on there. That's just the one I ordered from. And so they also so the donuts on there were $5.99. What's the name of that app? Too Good to Go. And it's like a green app, and I think it has white lettering for the text. But it's Too Good to Go. And basically different restaurants who are who I guess decide to join this app, who don't want to waste food at the end of the night. So basically what they do, and instead of throwing the food away, they reduce the price of it, and you come pick it up and they'll give it to you. The catch is you just don't know what you're going to be getting. So when I went to Krispy Kreme and ordered those donuts, I didn't know what I was going to get. I just knew it was going to be some donuts. It was going to be a dozen. So most of them, it was all assorted. I don't think I had not one regular glazed donut in there. Two of them were like the glazed with the like raspberry stuffing. Then two of them were glazed with, I guess that was lemon stuffing. I had two chocolate donuts that were stuffed. I had the Homer Simpson looking donuts, the pink ones with the icing, two of those. A yellow one with, I think, white stuffing. Y'all, I had to give up on my old one. Oh, you had to give up on your old phone? I had a funeral at 21 Salutes and everything. Oh, that's crazy. I've never been to that type of funeral. All right, country, better be, you know, my mods. So, anyway, the app's too good to go. I don't know my referral code. Otherwise, I'll put it on here because I think the more people I get to go on there, it gives me discounts. But it's okay, y'all. I'll mention it another time when I have my referral code ready for y'all. Be watching you, country. So let me see if there's anything else I want to talk to y'all before I hit these topics. I feel like by the time I get on YouTube, I just want to have fun and engage. I really don't want to talk about health and fitness all the time. But also because I've been rocking with y'all for so long. I've been rocking with y'all since March. So we've had so many great talks. And we've become like a family to where I feel like we talk about life events, what's been going on. Yeah, be yourself, LJ. Okay, I'll wait. It might be best. So yeah, I do have somebody in my life. That's all I'm gonna say. Period. You know, you can't put too much of your business out there because the minute you start getting happy, something want to come destroy it. Oh, y'all, so let me tell you about my car. I've been doing so good. I felt like I was getting caught up with everything I need to in my life. And guess what my car said? My car said, oh, you happy? Things are going good in your life? Hold my shoes. Y'all, why my car battery? So, what's today? Wednesday? So, Monday, my car's been fine this whole time. I got new chick for now. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that, Kurt. We got to talk about that one. Let me finish my battery stuff. So, Monday, I started my car, and that's when it kind of had that slow start. And I was like, oh, Lord. So, okay. So, then, you know, I had a couple of more slow starts that day. And then it had one good one. And, you know, once your car starts doing that slow start, that's its way of letting you know either that it's your battery or it's your alternator. So at this point, I'm praying it's the battery, right? So I go to Advance or whatever. It's right, not too far from me. And they also, most of these places offer military discounts, so great. But the batteries have gone up in price. And this is something I was not prepared for. Like, just imagine, I mean, we deal with these problems all the time. But just know, this came out of nowhere. I was not expecting to have to pay for no battery. This battery cost $200. And all I could do is thank God that I had the money to pay for it, because I know a lot of other people who might have had the situation would have been out of a car until they got paid, or to this, to that. I had to make some sacrifices on some things that I wanted, not needed, because I do try to be financially stable, and I try to put myself on a budget of how much I can spend per month and what I can spend it on. So y'all, it's the 24th, and then my budget resets. So I got one more week, y'all, and then the budget resets. So let me see. I got a new chick for now. Why I gotta be my girl? Who said, did I miss a comment? Who said it had to be that? So Kirk, you do have to let us know who you're talking to now. Tell us more about this person. How long have y'all been talking? Like, what's going on? I'm not gonna tell y'all too much of my business because yes, I'm happy and I want to keep it that way. Woo. Do we have anybody that's married in the chat? Is anybody married in the chat? Anybody married? Y'all let me know. And if you are married, can you tell me how many years you've been married? It said period. My best friend. Okay, Teresa, why didn't I know you were married? We gotta talk, cause why I didn't know this? I feel like we just been friends and I ain't know none of this. How long you been married, Teresa? I thought this is just new news for me. Yeah, I've been walking for 30 minutes. Y'all must have talked about this when I was like 20s. You're married too, Kellis? 26 years. Y'all, what's the secret? Okay, so Kellis, how did y'all meet and what's the secret to staying married that long? Okay, there's a couple things I want to know, but I'm gonna keep it cute for it. I almost got married one. I've been married too, y'all, but that we're not talking about me. I'm not talking about me, and it's not even important. Yeah, I said I have 4 kids, over 30 years. Teresa and Kellis, we can learn something from y'all. Oh my goodness. Why I didn't know this? You must have mentioned that maybe when I was working out or something. I just didn't know. A long 26. College sweethearts, give and take. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so let me think of some questions. LJ, I'm just shocked as well. Okay, so Kelly said it's a lot of give and take. Teresa, what's been your... I've heard that, Kellis. What has been your secret for how you've stayed together for 30 years? What's been... Like, I know it's a lot of variables to it. But if you could just give one, like, major thing, what would you say it was for you, Teresa? Woo. So what I've learned in my dating life, I will say that I had to start setting boundaries for myself. I've dated a lot of people in my past that just weren't, and I'm not trying to discredit nobody, but just wasn't where I am in life, and it didn't work. We were not aligned. And I don't think, even though I know I've heard you gotta be, equally yoked and all that, but it has to be on all levels, and I was never that with anybody I've dealt with. I felt like because I had everything I needed, that I didn't need that from that person. But I think after a while, you start kind of resenting, and you start looking at that person differently, and the expectations kind of grow. So, I've learned nothing in my dating life, to be honest. This is the first time I'm with someone that I got real history with. Huh. Good communication. Keep doing things with friends and for yourself. So that's a big one. So both of y'all hit it. Kellis and Teresa, both of y'all hit it. The give and take is a good one. Because if you're not with somebody who's willing to compromise, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. If one person's always having to compromise, always having to give in, it's just not going to work. So the give and take, the communication. I'm very big on communication. That was the biggest failure in a lot of my relationships is people don't know how to talk. It's like, open your mouth. We are adults. Ain't nobody gonna get no whooping. Like, talk. Keep doing things with friends. That's a big one. I don't have a lot of friends. So I don't have a lot of friends where I live. I do have friends. I have great, amazing friends, but they don't live here. Most of them live in Texas. Yeah, I got a few that live in Texas. But most of my good friends I made continue to date each other. That's a good one. Don't let your emotions overrun thoughts, open communication. So yeah, I really only have one close friend. And I think the older we get, that's what really happens. I know I'm not that old, so yeah, okay, I get it. I got it, okay? Before y'all say that. But the older you get, you start to like weed out friends and people who aren't aligned with you, because you do continue to grow. And as we grow, we have different priorities. So like, you know, your spouse, your kids, your job, different things become a priority. And some friends just can't deal with that. Some friends are used to having you to themselves and always able to make time for them. But that's not always the truth. That's me, one friend. I have 4. So I have about 4 friends. 3 of them live in Texas. Another one live on the East Coast. I think I'm the youngest here. But as far as like friends that I can, and I have people I talk to here in Atlanta. So let me not, I don't want to discredit nobody. And they see my live, I'm like, dang. I have people that I do talk to that do live in Atlanta. But what I consider like a real friend is somebody I can go to in time of need. Someone who I would invite to my house to chill. Someone who I know I can go to for advice, and it's not the cheerleader advice. I don't want somebody who always going to tell me I'm correct. I want somebody who also can check me, but check me in a way that you know I can receive it. Kirk said 3. Yes, date night. That's what's up. You call it date night. I call it mischief night. I do think dating is very important. I want someone to tell me I'm messing up. Yeah, I just need someone who can open communicate. That's always what I've wanted. Okay, but I like the tips y'all gave, Teresa and Kellis, because y'all been married for a very long time. That is my goal. I also want to be married. I was married, y'all. I'll give a little bit. That was my little bit. I was married. I didn't want it no more. I got out of there. But you know, the thing is, there was nothing wrong in my marriage, and that's how I just knew I didn't want to be there no more. There was nothing wrong in my marriage, not at all. We didn't argue. Finances weren't a problem. I just didn't want to be there. There's more to it, of course, than what I'm going to say, but that just let me know that I truly wasn't, that's not where I needed to be. And the more that I stay embedded in the word, I really know that's not where I was supposed to be. Hopefully you have something in common that you can still do together. So with me being into fitness, that's the funny thing. Because I'm into fitness, at one point I didn't care the person I was with was into fitness like me. My thing was I just didn't want them as big into fitness as me. Like I don't want somebody who's gonna count my calories. I don't want somebody who's gonna be like, babe, should you be eating that? Or babe, let's go to the gym. Nah. I don't want some I don't want that. I want somebody when it comes to, because this is what I do for a living. I just rather be able to say, hey babe, you want to go work out this weekend? You want to go to the gym, or you want to go to the park? You want to go for a hike? And maybe we do that together. But I don't want someone who pushes me to keep doing this, because I do this every day. But I did think that I wanted somebody who was big into fitness. I don't. But I want somebody who still wants to be, who wants to move, who's still active. I want somebody who understands my lifestyle, who understands that when I say, oh, I've ate my calories for the day, or I'm gonna wait to eat my calories this weekend, they understand what I mean by that. I don't have to break it down for them to understand what I mean by that. Or if I say I need to flush this sodium, like just understand the key words of fitness. The only problem I'm having is when my boys' kids find out I'm dating his ex. I've known him, his kids, for years. Well, that's the communication though, Kurt. That's the open communication you have to have in general. People receive things so much better when that you tell them or when you communicate it versus them having to find out on their own. That's the only reason we're still kind of hush-hush. Well, first y'all got to make sure it's worth telling people, because in the beginning, y'all might tell people and it don't even work out. Now y'all created all these problems. So I will say make sure it's something that y'all really want to do and that it is actually something serious, because there's no need to bring problems to the front door. But you want to make sure y'all don't keep a hush-hush too long, because that's when the problems are going to really flare up. Because people are going to feel like you're lying, you're deceiving, all of that. Okay, so Kellis and Teresa, this is what I want to know. How long did y'all date before y'all got married? Questions that need answers. So how long did y'all date before y'all got married? We're just keeping it to ourselves. Got you. I don't really know what my thoughts are when it comes to how long. Okay, so Teresa, 2 years. Okay. 3 years. Okay. How long were y'all in the... So it's been so long ago since y'all dealt with this. So I don't really know if y'all were like courting each other, you know, the old school way. But how long were y'all in the talking phase before y'all started, like, before y'all were, you know, in an actual relationship? How long did it take y'all to move from the we like each other to, okay, let's date? We're officially in a relationship. What was that time frame? You thought your ex was rushing? That was quick. So you saying your ex proposed after 2 years and you thought she was rushing, or you said 2 months? Oh, so Teresa, you're saying 2 months. So y'all went from just getting to know each other, courting type stuff, and then 2 months later y'all were in a relationship. Before I met his mom was months, so I'll say about 4 to 6 months. I'm just trying to figure out how she feeling about this mystery dude. Yeah, 2 years. I know how I feel. I'm just curious about other people's thoughts. I don't let what other people do dictate what I do. I'm just always interested. I don't think there's no right or wrong way to do anything. I think you have to do what's best for you. In my past, I've always rushed with people. I always kind of felt like, you like me, I like you, let's do this. But now, I kind of like the whole slow down. All right now, LJ. And I'm just talking general terms. Y'all know I ain't gonna give y'all too much of my business. Even though I'm all up in y'all's. Yeah, I don't think there's a certain time frame for anything. I'm just interested in what people think. Yeah, I used to move fast, but now I'm slowing down. I'm trying to build my own space and boundaries around myself. Hey, D-Nice. I think I used to get too attached to my person that I wasn't making room for friends and doing outside things. I always feel like I had to do things with my person. So now I'm trying to understand more of having that autonomy. And so I pulled back, and also I had to get busy. When I first moved to Atlanta, I wasn't that busy because I was still trying to find my new career and what I was going to do after the military. So I had too much time on my hands. And so because I had too much time on my hands, I was always trying to fill it with people. Mainly my person, should I say. And that actually lasted, like, I was doing good. So I'll say maybe after a year or two, I started getting my rhythm. And then in 2022, when I got diagnosed with my endometriosis, that kind of threw me off my path because everything I had built had kind of got wiped away. And so I kind of felt like I was starting back over. So then when I started dating again, I started doing my old ways of like attachment, to where I started using the person I was with to like fill empty spaces. Now, I kind of like my autonomy. I like, you do you, I do me. And then we do hang out, it's great. Yeah, I agree with that, Kurt. That's how I feel right now. I feel like I like the way things are right now. You still make a bit of an effort, yeah. Yeah. Like the person I'm, you know, I'm just gonna say getting to know, because I'm gonna keep everything very general with y'all. Is out of town, and it felt good to, you know, FaceTime and knowing that they're still thinking about you and making the effort even when they're not in their regular routine. Yeah, that was my biggest thing, was not being dependent on someone else. I used to be very bad about being dependent. Not no more. I like my space. I kind of like my space to the point where I'm like, I don't want to do nothing today. So y'all, if there's anything you have the fitness play that y'all wanted me to hit, feel free to ask, because I really don't feel like talking about that. But Oh, let me see what you wrote. Why you deleted it? YBF36. I'm okay with what he had to say. Y'all, people, I told y'all this already. People can't bother you with something you already know. I already know I got a big forehead. So that comment didn't bother me, but I appreciate you deleting it, Kurt. People like to get attention, so it's okay. But if there's anything health and fitness y'all want me to talk about, I will gladly engage it. If y'all have any question when it comes to food, health, yes, it's all good, Kurt. I understand. Just anything in general that y'all want me to talk about. No need to be rude. You know, people like that, I always just say they dealing with something mentally on their own, or they got their own insecurities. So that's why it don't bother me. That's why I laugh. That just shows me how insecure that person is, or how young they are, immature. So it don't bother me. Y'all already I talked to y'all about my cortisol levels enough. Can't nobody get on here and tell me nothing that's gonna raise my cortisol levels. I tell you that much. I think if somebody explained to me how important cortisol levels were. Thank you, Teresa. You know, seeing that number, so you anticipated the number coming up. You're like, okay, I'm about to hit 2K. But then when it finally hits, you like, okay. It just gives you a whole different vibe and energy. Don't matter. It don't bother me. Just not, I'm not with it. I get it, Kurt. Y'all so protective. So, but Teresa, I did thank everybody for helping me get to 2K. That I appreciate it. That now that just means I got to keep going to keep growing. Yeah, and it's gonna come together. It's definitely gonna come together. My watch hours is what I'm trying to be intentional about building. So I just know I got to keep pushing. No, they just give you like a little notification with the little like confetti and things like that. I don't know how many subscribers you have to get to actually get something, but yeah, they just send you like a notification that's like celebratory to get you happy. I'm at 46 minutes, y'all. Let's see how many steps I'm at. So I'm at 15,000 steps for the day. About to be at 16. Is it 10K? I don't know what this next, I'll have to look it up. I'm not really aiming for that, but that's not my goal. I think when I first started my YouTube channel, of course it's like most people. Most people can say they want to help and do that, this and that, which I'm sure that's part of it. But initially, I think anytime somebody starts anything, it's for money purposes, honestly. And that's because that's how we got to live, right? It costs to do everything in life. Just to breathe almost, right? It costs. So, of course, that was my motivation in the beginning. I was like, I've always seen YouTube as like a longevity investment, like long-term investment. Meaning, I knew it wasn't going to come easy. I knew it wasn't going to come overnight. And I also know that's just not the path God has for me. I've always had to work for everything in my life. And when I say everything, everything. But I'm appreciative of it because the hard work I put in makes me appreciate everything even more. So I knew, like you see all these different creators who, like the streamers and stuff, who like are very successful and they grow so fast. You know, I don't see that for myself. But I do see it coming over time the more I work and the more I'm consistent. So that's all I can do. Just keep being consistent. Keep putting that time and effort. And it's going to happen. So the 2K was just a good confirmation that things are working. People from TikTok are coming over to YouTube, so that's helping. So yeah. I'm happy with where things are right now. Let me see, do I want to plug this up? Where's my phone on? Let me unplug my phone. If I can plug up my laptop. My phone will at least make it. But Teresa and Kelly's, if y'all want to give any advice that I didn't ask about when it comes to relationship, feel free to give that. I always love it because y'all are walking the walk and not just talking it. I got to bounce y'all. See, all right, Kurt. Thank you for coming and joining in and engaging. It's always good when you're able to be here. So I appreciate you. I got about 10 more minutes of walking and I'm out of here myself. 10 minutes, y'all. That was my goal. Just like I told TikTok earlier today, my goal on TikTok was 12,000 steps. So I had to meet that goal. So I had to walk a little longer than normal because I was walking slower. And so same thing over here. I said I'll at least be on YouTube for an hour today. I've been walking for 49 minutes. So I got 11 minutes, should I say. And then I'm good to go. I at least have to hit these goals. In order for me to keep staying consistent, I have to hit my short-term goals. So we'll see you Friday, okay? Come join us Friday, Kurt. I'll be good at it. You should always expect those type of responses from Kurt. But what I was saying was, hey Jan, welcome back. What I was telling Teresa and Kelly, if y'all have any advice y'all want to give that I did not ask questions about, please do so. I would love to hear any type of advice because y'all have been in the game as long as y'all have. 26 and 30 years. That's amazing. So, y'all know what it is to keep it going. So, share some of that. Don't gatekeep. But welcome back, Jam. I got about 10 minutes left of walking. Then I'm out of here. Y'all are welcome to ask me any health and fitness questions that you want to talk about. Yeah. I am talked out as far as me making that what I want to focus on. But if y'all got something y'all want me to talk about, I will gladly discuss it with y'all. The only thing I will talk to y'all about, because I don't think I really focused on this before, is build your back, knees, and your hips. That's one thing I talked about earlier today. And I just want to make sure y'all understand that if you have a bad back, bad knees, or hip, you have to make sure you're stretching those out. So, Kelly, you said prayer every day. Woo. Yeah, for God to keep your hands from around their neck. Nah, just hormones are important for sure. That's why a lot of us take tests. Yes, I was saying that earlier today. Is that when it comes to our hormones, a lot of people don't understand where they sit with their hormones because they don't take those tests. Kelly said yes. Teresa said yep. But yeah, Jam, that's what I was saying earlier about the hormones. A lot of people don't get those tested. We tend to get the standard test or which is like our cholesterol, you know, the blood pressure type stuff. Doctors want to talk about like BMI, and you may get your kidneys and liver. Like I just got that tested the other day. But a lot of times when it comes to our hormones, sometimes they do check your thyroid. But when it comes like your estrogen, progesterone, cortisol, yeah, I went on T, helps a lot for men. Got you. Yeah, it's just hard for people to understand where they are when it comes to their hormones. I only know that my estrogen, I pay attention to my body. That's one thing. Trying to stay mad at each other too long. That's a good one. When I get mad, I go for a walk. I don't care what time it is. I've gone for a walk at midnight before. My thing is, I try to go for a walk. But I also feel like the person you're with will also dictate how you interact. Because I realized recently when I went to have a conversation, it was very easy to talk to them. And I didn't feel like it was going to cause more problems. A lot of times we don't like talking to people because it's going to cause more problems. Or people don't know how to engage. Yes, I asked for a 24-hour break. Ooh, that's kind of a long time to meet, Kellis. 24 hours? Maybe, what, 2 hours? 24. That was my problem too, though. I don't know how to give space. When I get mad about something, I go for a walk to kind of like make sure I can calm myself down so my tone is where it needs to be when I communicate. But I need to talk about it sooner rather than later. I just know who I am. See, I can't do 24 hours. You can go sit, we can go separate rooms for maybe 2-3 hours, but we're gonna have to talk about it. I can't do that. I don't like my person being mad at me. My anxiety, my nerves get too bad for that. I'm learning to try to go to sleep. Like if it's like a late night discussion. I have a lot of I have a lot of therapists in my circle. Now that I think about it, I have a lot of therapists in my circle. So one thing I have learned from them is that if you're going in the circles for longer than like 10-15 minutes on a topic, that's when you might want to pull back from it and then re-engage later. My wife has said a bunch of times she just wants to punch me. That is too funny. So I used to be. I'm not going to declare this on my life now because I have changed. But I used to be a verbal person. I've never been a physical person. I mean, yeah, sometimes you do want to punch the person in the face. So that's valid, Jam. But I will say I used to be a verbal person where I could break you down with my verbal words because I'm not no Michelle. When they go low, I go lower. So I had to work on that. So now I focus on listening more and talking less. Yeah, women are on a whole different level. And we are. I've learned that I don't care about getting the last word anymore. I used to want the last word. Now I don't care. I'm telling y'all, cortisol changed my life. Once I understood how much cortisol levels impact me and not the other person, I would tune you out. That's why I learned I needed a day. I need time to process. But that's just so long, Kellis. Like, what about if it's like a late night argument, I don't like going to bed angry for one because I'm not going to be able to sleep. 24 hours? That's just so long. And so that's the thing. This is what I'm trying to understand, y'all. When dealing with relationships where one person is a talker, you'll be ready for war quick. You are ready for war quick. So my thing is, I like to rectify the situation immediately. I don't like sitting on the issue. So if I'm mad about something or they're mad about something, I just want us to be able to talk about it in that moment so we can rectify. I don't like sitting on stuff. So in relationships, how do people deal with the one person? How do you compromise that? If one person needs a break for 24 hours, let's say, or however many hours, but the other person needs to talk about it, how was there ever really a compromise? Because it seems like you will always give in to the person who needs the break for however many hours. What does that person do who needs to talk about it? Because then if they start venting to their friends and family, now you're mad. Because I'm putting our business out there. But if you're not going to talk to me, who am I going to talk to? Because I need to talk about it. My emotions, I want to talk about it now. But if I got to give you your break time so you can process, what do I do? Because that's what I always feel like is a conflict. And that's what I've dealt with a lot of times. So I'm trying to compromise. And I'm trying to give that person a little bit of time to process they ever needed. We are similar. See, are you saying your situation as far as like you and your husband? Does your husband like to talk and you like the space? I'm really trying to figure out how do you rectify that. Okay, I'm a dude, so let me give you a little insight. Just tell us we are effing up and let it be. We are simple. We work on punish and reward system. Yes, we both need time. Okay. So y'all both need time. Okay, so y'all, okay, that's what you're saying. You're similar in the fact that y'all both need time. For me, I always end up with the person who's like, I need time to process. And I'm like, well, I want to talk about it. But I do understand if the conversation isn't getting anywhere, then yes. I'm just now learning that. I wasn't always like that. For me, I used to always want to keep talking, and we would talk in circles. Now I'm learning that if we're talking about the same thing 15, 20 minutes and it still hasn't gotten anywhere, like, okay, we done said that 10 times now. I am understanding, okay, let's take a break from this. I just need my person to stay in the house, or, you know, maybe you go outside to the yard, the porch, balcony. I don't care where you go. But I just don't want them leaving. Yeah, do I got attachment issues? There have been times we have said the wrong thing too soon. Okay, yep. That's why you have to talk about it ahead of time, up front with it. How to handle when issues arrive, because it will. But you know, I feel like it's always different when the situation actually happens. Guys really don't want to be talking about the issue. Just give us punishment and it be over. But that's the thing, Jam. To me, that's the issue. How are you going to get better if you don't want to talk about it? Like, because I need you to fix the issue so it don't keep happening. I don't want to just tell you, you know, I don't want to just give you a punishment, but you still going to keep doing the dumb stuff. Like, I need you to understand why I'm upset. I need you to understand what the problem is so it don't happen. We ain't like you. Oh my goodness. So I don't see how that works. That's like talking to a child and you tell the child, stop throwing your toys everywhere. So I'm just supposed to punish the child, put them in timeout for 10 minutes, but they're going to keep throwing their toys? I gave them the punishment, but they're not willing to rectify the situation and fix it. That sounds like a child. Said exactly. Oh. That doesn't fix the problem, though. They do say men act like children, though. I will say that. I've heard that a lot. A lot of people feel like they're raising another child. That's crazy. Y'all made it to my hour. Okay, I'm at 16,629 steps. Oh, okay, it just increased. So today I think I did about 8 miles. My watch is always way behind. So I'm pretty sure I did 8 or 9 miles today, walking total. So my heart rate shouldn't be high. Yeah, my heart rate is very low. It's like 89. So I definitely didn't get it elevated during this walk. This walk was more so just to kind of add a few more steps to what I've done already this morning. But it's more so about staying accountable, about getting on here. I want to talk to y'all about my 2K, because without y'all, I wouldn't have it. I think I told y'all my sister asked me why was I even still doing YouTube, because I was telling her about the engagement and how it's just not really giving me what I was expecting as far as the amount of work I feel like I have to put into YouTube. But it's not always going to come easy, and I think that's what separates those who are successful down the line, is when it got tough, they stuck it out. Because if it was easy, all of us would have what we want in life, right? If it was that easy. But nobody, for the most part, I can't say nobody, 'cause I guess you can never say that 100% in any direction. But I don't think anybody in life got anything they wanted overnight or easy. A lot of us just see the overnight success, or what we think is overnight success, but we don't know the long hours they put in. Even if you look at a lot of these celebrities, like artists, there's been movies or songs that didn't do well when they first came out, and then over time, people start picking up on it. I think Doechii was one of those people, to give out an example. Go and work out with Bradley Martin. I don't know who that is. Let me see. Let me look up Bradley Martin. Bradley You know, there's a lot of things that I felt like when I was training more celebrities, I felt like if that's when, oh, okay. I still don't know who this is, but I just clicked on the page. I don't feel like our workouts are the same. Just looking at his page, I feel like he's all about lifting heavy. Yeah. Has a gym in Cali. Huge podcaster. Okay. Come on his page right now. Everything's in God's timing. Because I definitely have said to myself, I wonder how my social media would have been if because when I was dealing with a lot of celebrities, I was never posting about them. And that's what got me the amount of celebrities I did. Because they loved that I wasn't like, what's the word I'm trying to look for? I guess clout chasing. Yeah, but not the point you want him for followers. I don't want followers to have followers. I want people who's actually going to engage with my content. And if they're looking for what he does, they're not going to engage with my content. So I could have 1 million followers, but if they're not watching my content, it don't matter. Because I've reached the subscriber amount that's needed for YouTube. So that I'm good on. It's the engagement piece. And, you know, YouTube is about viewers. It's not about how many people you have. So that's where TikTok is more so about how many people you got following you and stuff like that. Whereas YouTube is more about viewership. I'm not being picky. I'm being realistic. You have to have, when you're trying to be authentic, people aren't going to watch you if it's not something they want. So if I'm not their audience, they're not going to watch me. I don't care about the numbers. And that's why, trust me, Jam, you keep sticking with me, you're going to see everything I'm talking about. It's going to pay off. And you'll be like, okay, I get what she's talking about. Because, yeah, it don't matter. I can get all his followers tomorrow. But if they don't like my content, they're not going to watch. So that number don't move me none. Hey, I lift heavy, but I watch you because I'm into fitness. Got you. Because what I feel like looking at his stuff, that's what he does. He does like a lot of heavy lifting. My thing is more so like lifestyle stuff. I'm all about lifestyle. If you're dealing with medical stuff, how to keep pushing through, not making excuses, still hitting your workouts, understanding your body a little better. Being authentic is what keeps me here. Thank you, Kellis. And honestly, Jam, my audience is more so women. I love that you're here, Jam. And I love that Kirk and Pow Pow. And I love that Reluctant Gamer. I love that all my okay, so lifting heavy is also all of that. But yeah, women, they're my main target audience just because I understand what women go through, being one. And so I like for us to connect because we understand each other. But I'm glad that you're here. I love that you engage. I love how much you engage in the content or the conversation in general. And you're able to give the male perspective. So I love that about all my men that come in here. From Kurt, Pow Pow, Reluctant Gamer, D Nice. There's a couple of y'all I can keep naming that come in here. So I appreciate it. Yeah, but I'm all about that good old lifestyle. I do have a couple of goals that I look forward to achieving. I already told y'all about American Ninja Warrior when I did that. And so there's a couple more things I want to do when it comes to certain competition shows. So that's another reason why I keep my body active. So I'm ready when I'm ready to re-engage that side again. So I don't know. Stay tuned, y'all. I'm full of surprises. I'm full of surprises. You never know what I'm going to do or who I might be with. So y'all stay tuned. Right now, I'm kind of slowing down because there's certain things in my personal life I'm trying to get handled. But just wait until I'm released and able to really go. I'm telling we simple men easy. I believe you. I believe you. And sometimes that can be a detriment of how easy because I feel like y'all lack the understanding of certain things that women are trying to tell y'all. How long you been married, Jam? Did you tell me already? How long you been married? I'm just interested to know that. I didn't realize we had 8 years. Okay, so we got 8 years, 26, and 30 years on here. I love it. I love it, y'all. So tomorrow is my off day. I will not be on here tomorrow, but I will be back on Friday. Friday will be a full body workout. It'll be body weight. I'll be able to do, I keep wanting to do resistance, but I'm not released to do that just yet. Yeah, Kellis and Teresa have both been on here, have both been married for 26 and 30 years. So next week, I'll be able to do full body resistance training. So for the past 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I've done full body cardio. So we're going to do another week of full body cardio. But it's going to be a good full body cardio. You say HIIT. Yeah, it'll be a form of HIIT. I don't really get as intense. It won't be as intense as I want it to be because I'm not released yet to really go hard. So that's why I say give me grace. I might go to the doctor again tomorrow. Have a good day. Also, I need a good quality resistance band. Any recommendation? But what type of band you talking about? Where are my bands? I was trying to see because I think I have some bands right here in my other fitness room. But there's different bands that you can choose from. So you have to tell me exactly what type of resistance band you're talking about. If you're talking about the small ones that you normally, like the ones you normally put around your ankle, or are you talking about the thick one that you normally put around your quads? Because I'm actually thinking about coming out with a band. Thinking about coming out with some resistance bands. Or I may find the ones I really like on TikTok and just show it to y'all next time. Okay, for like thighs. Okay, got you. Okay, yeah, I'll tell you a good resistance band. I might even post it. I'll try to tag it Friday on my live on TikTok. So if you ever get on live on Friday on my TikTok, I'll try to post it there. I'm starting to understand a little bit more how to add like the TikTok shop items that I actually use. Cause I've actually been meaning to buy another one because I wanted to make some videos. I just found my one that goes around your ankles, but I can't find my one that goes around my thighs. So I need to buy a new one myself. So I'll let you know, Kellis. I'll try to plug it in on Friday's live. I know there's a lot of people who probably want that as well. So I'll make sure I do that. But all right, y'all. Appreciate y'all tuning in today. Happy hump day. Get through the rest of the week. If you want to work out tomorrow, I suggest doing cardio. Well, or no, I take that back. If you've been on my same schedule, tomorrow should be leg day. So if you don't do leg day today, do it tomorrow. And that way, when we do full body cardio on Friday, we can loosen those legs up. So if you're trying to figure out what to do, if you don't do leg day today, do it tomorrow. And then we got full body cardio on Friday. That's going to loosen your legs up and prevent you from being as sore. So that's the schedule. And then Sunday, I'll see y'all for nutrition. So, all right, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Have a good one. Be blessed. See y'all Friday.